So I'm going to read a paragraph to you guys. I want you to listen closely. Okay, this paragraph, it's a quote from the National Centers on Substance Abuse and Child Welfare. Okay, and I'll read it twice if need be. So just listen and take notes. So assessments that are done separately by either child welfare or substance abuse staff in parallel but not coordinated processes, they run the risk of overlooking factors critical to recovery and family stability, thereby depriving families of needed services and reducing the likelihood that they will achieve their goals. In addition, as families become engaged in services, they resolve one problem and prepare to address the next. They may backslide and they may face new situations requiring changes to their cases or treatment plans. Throughout this process, child welfare and substance abuse treatment workers, attorneys, and family members must seek feedback from each other, reassess progress and needs, and change plans accordingly. Because assessment reports may be used in court as a standard for determining whether a child may remain with or return to their parents, it is essential that they include the perspective of everyone involved and that they accurately represent the family situation at each point in time. So we call this continuum the collaboration continuum. And so you can think about this, and in our work, we will work with families in many of these different ways. But it's important to understand when we feel that stall or that lack of progress, or sometimes we have this plan that maybe to us appears very doable and very workable, we have to take a step back and maybe ask ourselves, how did we approach that plan? Who did we involve in? Are we really reaching or striving for that ultimate collaboration at the end? So let's look at what isolation looks like and what that says. If we are treating the family or we are working in isolation, that we're in a silo. We are just ourselves. And sometimes we'll see that in the court system. So isolation says, I have the answers and this is how it's going to be done. I have the solution, and there are going to be very few, but some what we call non-negotiables. If it has been ordered, if it's something that is a deal breaker, ordered by the court, it's mandated, in other words, then that would be an example of an isolation. And that's not always where we want to be, but there are some times that we are going to find our cases in those situations. That is anyone that says, I'm the expert. I don't want any input from anyone else. I don't want to know what's happened before. I don't want to know why it's happening now, but this is how it's going to go from now on.